Well, I put the question out on the internet, where's the best place in town that I can get fried chicken? And hands down, the best recommendations we got was for Minnie's Uptown restaurant located here on 8th Street in Uptown, Columbus.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Minstrels on the Block, Thursday nights at 10.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding of Yielding Guitars, www.yieldingguitars.com or 706-888-8290 for repairs and handmade instruments.
Hi, I'm Phil Vongsavang, and welcome to another episode of Order Up. Today we are at Minnie's Uptown restaurant, and with me is Miss Minnie Hanneman. Miss Minnie, thank you for having us in today.
You're welcome. Good to have you here.
Now, Minnie's has been down here for over a quarter century. You guys have been serving up some of the finest country cooking that Columbus has to offer. Can you give me a little bit of history on Minnie's?
Minnie's has been here since 1987. And when we came here, we started out in the very first little dining room over here, and we had 27 seats. And we decided to set it up the way we have it because the businesses down here only have a very short lunch hour. And so in order to get their dinner into that period, we had to set up something like we have here. And they get a chance to come down, have their dinner, enjoy it, and just leave. So it's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful experience.
And you said initially when you first opened up shop, this was a bakery.
But bakery. The room we're sitting in now was a bakery, and it had been here in town for probably 25 years. The man that I bought it from, and before that, the bakery had been here like 30 or 40 years. So it was famous, very famous bakery. And since I did a lot of catering and baking and wedding cakes and this stuff, I needed a bakery to really do my work in. And we chose this place, so I have really enjoyed it. And it worked out well for me.
And shortly after you opened, you had to expand right over because the seating and you were just getting packed every day.
We finally had to incorporate the bakery into the restaurant, and then on the third unit there was a laundromat there, and of course when I bought the building then after 5 years, after I had been leasing it for 5 years, I bought the building, and we did not renew the lease on the laundromat, and so we had to incorporate that part of the building also, and now we have 3 units, and we can see 200 people.
Wow, so you started with just over 20 and now you're at 200.
27. We started at 27 and now we have 200 seats. So We're open just for lunch. We open at 9:45 in the morning, and we close at 2:30. And we're open Sunday through Friday. The girls have to have a day off, so we close on Saturday, since there's there's a lot of stuff going on down by the riverfront, but they're not in this area.
Sure.
So when they set up down by the riverfront, of course, they have all the booths set up with different food, and people like to do that, and they don't really like to go spend their money and sit in one place. They want to see what's going on. They want to be in the action.
Now, when I first walked in here, I got a very strong sense of family.
Yes.
And can you tell me a little bit about how that's transitioned since you opened up shop?
Okay, when we opened up shop, the clientele were mostly mill people because the mills were still working here. And we had the mill clientele, and of course we had clientele from Fort Benning, which is the military reservation. And of course downtown we had all the people that worked here, like I can't think of the name of all of them. Aflac, TC's, and all those places. And Tom's used to be here, which they've now someone else has the place. But we had Loomis and just all kinds of businesses down here, and it was just wonderful. I can relate a story to you if you want to hear it. One day there was a lady coming down the street, and she stopped and asked the policeman where Minnie's was. She says, "I've heard so much about Minnie's." She says, "Where is Minnie's?" He says, "Well, ma'am," he says, "I'll do you one thing." He says, "I'll take you to Minnie's." So he got in front of her and put his light on, and he brought her down to Minnie's. And she just thought that was wonderful. And then we've had other people that we used to have a lot of people with Cadillacs and the big cars and stuff that would sit out front. And it was so funny because this rich lady came in here, really rich lady, in furs and her big Mercedes. She wanted to know, she thought something really important was going on in here because all of those big expensive cars were sitting outside. But it was just that people that when they were being raised from children in this area, their families always had cooks, which then later on they weren't late. A lot of them just got rid of them because there was a lot you had to do, like pay Social Security, and they had to pay them better wages and stuff. So I guess a lot of them lost their cooks, so they decided they would come here because we cook the old-fashioned way, like from scratch, and we cook fried chicken and turnip greens and collard greens and sweet potatoes and butter beans and cornbread and fried cornbread and just the works, and sweet iced tea and lemonade and just the works. So everybody just loves the food, and of course, like you said, it's kind of like a family, and everybody meet down here and they see people they haven't known for a while, and they'll sit and talk, and it's just wonderful.
It's just a nice leisurely pace.
It's a leisurely place to come to eat and enjoy the food and conversation, and we really know what the people like, so that's what we try to give them. No bells and whistles and all that stuff, just simple food, and they enjoy it.
And you're assisted with this by your daughter and your granddaughter,
yes.
Right?
My daughter Rose is the manager, and she has been here since 87, probably 1990, somewhere around there. And in 94 I had to have bypass surgery, so Rose had to come in and take over, which was a good thing that she had been with me all that time, because she knew she knew all the ropes by then, and she took care of it. And she does a wonderful job, and her daughter Melinda is also working here with her. She's sort of like a co-manager, and she sort of keeps things straight with the younger folks. You know how that is. When you have somebody younger, they have to take care of the younger folks. So, but she does all the fried chicken, and she does a wonderful job on that.
Now, on that, where that fried chicken is supposed to be some of the best in town, where did that recipe come from?
Right here, out of Minnie's head, and so did all the rest of them. And there is no written recipes for this business. And Rose learned how to cook when she was a young girl at home. But they learned how to cook the way that I cooked, and that's the way it's been ever since.
I mean, that's such an incredible and rich story. And so Minnie's has been here to see the growth of Columbus, and Minnie's has kind of grown along with it.
Correct. There was no interstate when we've seen all the interstates and building new schools and hospitals, and it's just been really an experience. We've seen the government. I couldn't tell you how many mayors have been here since I've been here. But even the mayors from Phoenix City, they all came here. They gathered here like a family. It was just wonderful. And of course, we have people coming in from all over the country. And just last week we had about 6 or 7 gentlemen come in here, and they were all from a different state, but they were having some sort of a meeting here. And I said, they told me before they left, they said, Miss Minnie, you just have to come to our towns and open up one of these Minnie's restaurants.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be with Melinda Newton, who's co-manager of Minnie's Uptown Restaurant, and she's going to show us some of the food and what they do here.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Block Party, Saturday nights at 10.
Watch Focused on East Alabama Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. on EATV Channel 7.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Minstrels on the Block, Thursday nights at 10.
My favorite thing about Phoenix City is the citizens. This is a great hometown, and it wouldn't be as great as it is if the people in Phoenix City weren't as good of people as they are. It could have something to do with the fact that we're in the Bible Belt, or just that we've all been raised by great families. But this is a great place to live, and I love it.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gregg, and I'm the pastor of Trinity United Methodist Church. I'd love for you to tune in to a daily broadcast called Pastor's Pulse Point. It's a devotional moment that lasts about 10 minutes, a great way to start your day in God's Word. It's on Channel 7 at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Tune in.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding of Yielding Guitars, www.yieldingguitars.com or 706-888-8290 for repairs and handmade instruments.
All right, welcome back to Order Up. I'm Phil Vongsavang, and with me now is Melinda Newton, granddaughter to Minnie Hanneman, who's the founder of Minnie's Uptown restaurant here in Columbus. So Melinda, tell me a little bit about the cafeteria, the menu that you guys have here.
Well, we offer Southern cuisine, fried chicken, meatloaf, beef tips, fried fish on Fridays, just about anything that when you think of Southern comfort food, we have here at Minnie's.
And on a day-to-day basis, that menu changes, right?
It does. Every day of the week is a set menu. So every Thursday, we're going to have meatloaf, beef tips, fried chicken, chicken and dumplings, baked chicken. And every Thursday, we'll have the same thing.
And that's the case from week to week. And your menu is also up on your Facebook page.
It is. We have a friend page and a fan page, Minnie's Uptown Restaurant on Facebook.
Okay. Now, I tried to get it out of Minnie earlier, but where did these recipes come from?
A lot of them are from Minnie herself, and then over the years, a few things have been tweaked and changed up just a tad bit. The chicken is probably my recipe at the moment, and she's shaking her head, no, it's not. But it, oh no. Oh no, I'm getting so excited.
I don't want to start a family feud with the chicken recipe here. But generally, these recipes, you guys, as a family, you guys have developed these over the last almost 30 years.
Yes. My latest is with the cakes, which I came from Louie's Bakery way back in the day when I was going through college. So I've been a cake decorator. So I have dreams about some of the cakes that I've come up with, and I've just invented them. And a lot of them are top sellers, like the lemon fluff and the ultimate red velvet, which is just a red velvet cake, and then I threw in some chocolate chips and a layer of fudge. So I take care of the fried chicken and the fried items and then the desserts, and then Rose does a lot of the other cooking along with Harold, and then Minnie, she's here to make sure that we're doing everything right.
She's keeping an eye on all you guys, right?
Yeah.
Now, describe to me what it's like to have been involved with this family business. I mean, what's that like?
You know, I have to say, a family business, we're pretty lucky because a mother-daughter relationship, that's a pretty strong bond, probably one of the strongest that there is. So when you love the people that you work with, you can tolerate and deal with running a restaurant.
And that is tough. A lot of people don't realize how tough it is to be in the food service business.
Yeah, we say sometimes I wouldn't wish owning a restaurant on my enemy. It's not just the hours that we're here, 10:45 to 2:30. The first crew comes in and starts at 6 a.m. and then some of the times when I'm running the Fun Day Game Day, where we give away free lunches on Facebook. Well, when I'm running that game on social media, that's another 4 hours into my evening, just, you know, keeping up with the game and Facebook. So it's not just the 10:45 to 2:30.
All right, folks. Well, that wraps up this segment of Order Up, and we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be with Melinda and Miss Minnie again, back in the dining area.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Block Party, Saturday nights at 10.
Watch Focused on East Alabama Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. on EATV Channel 7.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Minstrels on the Block, Thursday nights at 10.
My favorite thing about Phoenix City is the citizens. This is a great hometown, and it wouldn't be as great as it is if the people in Phoenix City weren't as good of people as they are. It could have something to do with the fact that we're in the Bible Belt, or just that we've all been raised by great families. But this is a great place to live, and I love it.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gregg, and I'm the pastor of Trinity United Methodist Church. I'd love for you to tune in to a daily broadcast called Pastor's Pulse Point. It's a devotional moment that lasts about 10 minutes, a great way to start your day in God's Word. It's on Channel 7 at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Tune in.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding of Yielding Guitars, www.yieldingguitars.com or 706-888-8290 for repairs and handmade instruments.
Welcome back to Order Up. I'm Phil Vongsavang, and with me again are Miss Minnie Hanneman and her granddaughter, Melinda Newton. Miss Minnie, you were telling me earlier that Fort Benning actually filmed a training video here in your location. Would you tell us that story?
Well, actually, it was the government part of, I don't know if it was exactly Fort Benning, but it was the government came. Yes, they were doing one. They wanted to show young men what it would be like when they came home on their first leave. And please believe me, they had motorcycles out on the street, and it was a film really to show them how not to get into trouble. And it was grand. We got to feed them some hamburgers, which we don't even sell hamburgers here. But we had a whole bunch, young people in here, and just some family and some of the friends of my sons and some of their girlfriends and all of them were sitting in here. And of course they showed the young guys coming in, macho and all that stuff. And it was really neat. And I got to go out and watch how they do all the mechanics and stuff of doing a film. And it was really neat. I enjoyed that segment when they did that.
And you said they filmed at night, but they had the whole street lit up.
They had the whole street. Well, they had to get some kind of permits or something to close down where the traffic couldn't come up down the streets and that sort of thing. But yeah.
So they
It had the
blocked
whole thing. Yeah, they blocked it. Wow. And then I think they did another segment of it downtown on Broadway or somewhere around the little nightclub things down there. But it was interesting.
And you said that video was for house soldiers to keep out of trouble.
The training film, part of a training film, yes.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it.
And Melinda, Miss Minnie was saying that you handle a lot of the social media and things like that, right?
I do.
Would you mind covering for us what your hours are?
We're open Sunday through Friday from 10:45 until 2:30. We're closed on Saturdays only.
Okay, so you guys are closed on Saturdays. And do you guys, what's your contact phone number?
You can reach us at 706-322-2766.
And do you have a website or a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page, Minnie's Uptown Restaurant. There's a friend page and a fan page.
And another question for you: what's the physical address for this building?
It's 104 8th Street. We're on the corner of 1st Avenue and 8th Street, about a block over from the Government Center.
Well, folks, that wraps up another episode of Order Up. I'm Phil Vongsavang. Tune in next time when we highlight another locally owned restaurant here in the Valley area. And remember, when it comes to dining, dine local.